maybe last.
All right, if someone on the telephone, what's your name, please?
Jack Lampen, Lampen. You want to put this
Okay.
on me?
I'm gonna pop you back over in the waiting room until I get all parties. All right, Jay Collip, who are you here for?
To the moon pretrial eviction.
All right, the Attorney Barnes, for Attorney Barnes?
Yes, for Attorney Barnes.
All right, on the iPhone, your name, please.
Stacy Merleau.
Who are you here for?
State of Marcus Strata.
All right, and you're for the estate?
Correct.
Ma'am, you're in the right place. I just don't have all parties yet. I'm gonna pop you back over in the waiting room. Counsel, who are you here for?
Good morning, Your Honor. I am representing Robert Goodacre Jr., who's the brother of Teresa Fairfield Gott. This is on the matter brought by Moon Properties. Ms. Gott is deceased, and I'm here to assert the interest of the estate in this matter, which I've been petitioned to open but haven't yet received letters of authority.
All right, I'll pop you back over in the waiting room for a second.
Your Honor, I'm here for 2 hearings.
Are you here for Attorney Jacobs?
Sure, yes. I'm the second name on the, on the complaint.
Okay, pop you back over in the waiting room for a second.
All right.
All right, Joe's iPhone. What's your name?
Ronald Cavoni.
One more time.
Ronald Cavoni.
Which case are you here on?
It is case number 230890 LT.
All right, I have that as Jack Lampen versus Joe Rodald. Either one of those names ringing a bell for you.
No, I'm Joe Cavoni or Ronald Cavoni.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'll just bring Mr. Lampen over and we'll figure this out. Mr. Lampen.
Good morning, sir.
I have a gentleman that says he's here on this case, but his name is not anything like Joe Rodald. So, sir, you want to tell us your name again and find out if this is who you're supposed to be here on?
Well, he has used more than one name on a couple of my bills, so this is the name he gave me, and he gave me with checks on this name.
All right, so Joe's iPhone. Tell me your name again.
Ronald
My name
Cavoni Jr.
I'm
It's the
sorry.
only one I've
someone else.
used on anything.
Ronald, last name?
Cavoni, Kaboni.
All right. And So we're in agreement that this is the person. You're at 490 Union Street.
Correct.
All right. So I do have a plaintiff here as well as defendant. This is a real quick hearing. It's just to advise you, Mr. Gaboni, of two different rights you have because you're involved in a landlord-tenant case. What I mean by that is that you are entitled to or able to be represented by an attorney. So even if you cannot afford an attorney, Legal Aid of West Michigan may be able to represent you free of charge. There is someone from Legal Aid listening in here today. The other thing is to advise you that On Point has certain grants and funding that's set aside to assist people during this time. You may qualify for one or more of those programs. If you're interested in either of those two things I just explained, you should follow up with a phone call. The phone numbers for Legal Aid and for On Point were in the paperwork sent out to you by court.
Correct.
And so, Mr. Caboni, do you understand those two things I just explained?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then we're actually all set. That's all we had to do for today. This case will get reset for a normal landlord-tenant hearing in front of the district court judges. That's usually always Fridays at 1 p.m. Parties will get new notices in the mail, but you do need to pay attention to that. It is a different Zoom number. If you come back to my room, next time you'd be in the wrong room. I'm going to go ahead and release you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, ma'am, on behalf of whose estate are you here for?
Mark Estrada.
All right, so this is file 230850 LT. Following parties are present. There is an attorney for plaintiff as well as a representative for defendant. This is a real quick hearing. It was just to advise defendant of certain rights they have because they're involved in a landlord-tenant case. What I mean by that is two things. First, you do have the right to the assistance of an attorney, and that even if you cannot afford an attorney, Legal Aid of West Michigan may be able to represent you free of charge. The other thing is to advise you that On Point has certain grants and funding set aside to assist people during this time who may qualify for one or more of those programs. If you're interested in either of those two things, you should follow up with a phone call to Legal Aid or to On Point. The phone numbers were in the paperwork that was sent out to you by court. So I'll just ask you, ma'am, do you understand about those concepts I just explained?
Yes.
All right, then we're all set for what we needed to do here today. Like I said, real quick hearing. You will get reset for normal landlord-tenant back in front of the district court judges. That's usually always Fridays at 1 p.m. It'll likely be next Friday. But you will get new notices in the mail. You need to pay attention to that, though. It will be a different Zoom number. If you come back to my room next time, you'd be in the wrong room. All
Your
right?
Honor,
Okay.
can I get the information from the estate representative of Estrada? That's my case.
Sure.
I don't-
Stacy Merlou.
Are you occupying the property? Are you
Correct.
Merlou? I don't know if do you know how to use the chat function? Are you in your car?
I can use the chat function right here. You want me to
I guess
type my info?
there's no one here, so just the Legal Aid and the judge, if you want to give me your contact information, so we can
Yep.
contact you. All right. Oh, I mean, you can.
Oh, just say
Add
it. Oh, well,
if you
there's
want.
that. But okay, let me close that.
However you
Stacy Merlou. It's MERLEAU. And
Okay.
616-258-4146.
And do you have any contact with the estate? Do you know if they're,
It's my ex-husband, but we were living together when he passed away.
oh, sorry to hear of your loss.
You
Thank
guys want a breakout room?
Sure,
Are
Your
you all
Honor.
set? I'm gonna do one of those two things.
How about a breakout room, Your Honor? That would probably be best.
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Should see the option now to go to a breakout room. You guys can talk
Yeah.
further. All right, this is file 230860 LT. Following parties are present, attorney for plaintiff as well as representative for defendant. We are here on this case for two reasons, just real quick for me to explain to defendant certain rights they have because they're involved in a landlord-tenant case. What I mean by that is two things. First is you do have the right to the assistance of an attorney, and even if you cannot afford an attorney, Legal Aid of West Michigan may be able to represent you free of charge. There's also someone listening in on the line here today from Legal Aid. The second thing is to advise that On Point has certain grants and funding set aside to assist people during this time. You may qualify for one or more of those programs. If you're interested in either of those two things that I just explained, you should follow up with a phone call to either Legal Aid or On Point. Those phone numbers were in the paperwork sent out to you by court. So, Mr. Schaefer, I'll just ask, do you understand those two things I just explained?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And Mr. Schaefer, is Mr. Barnes familiar with why you're here?
Yes, I sent him a letter on April 20th by email.
All right. So this will go back to normal landlord-tenant court in front of the district court judges, likely next Friday at 1 p.m. But parties will get new notices. Just pay attention to them because it will be a different Zoom number than my Zoom number. All right. But other than that, that's all we needed to do today. You'll be back to a regular landlord-tenant court for next time.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I would respectfully submit that this matter must be stayed until there's a personal representative appointed. Mr. Barnes cannot proceed against an infant, an incompetent person in the military, or a dead person. And that's the case we have here is that the named defendant is deceased. So the case cannot proceed any further until that's rectified.
Do you have a timetable on that?
I would hope to have my letters of authority next week, and I would respectfully ask that this be adjourned to May 19th to give us time to do that. The other thing is the complaint asks for the opportunity to inspect the house. That's what it's based on. This is a third-party purchaser at a mortgage foreclosure sale who's seeking
I
to.
marked the adjournment for 3 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. All right, this is file 230849 LT. Our following parties are present. Plaintiff is here. I do not have a May England. This was serviced by attachment. I'm not going to make you wait any longer, ma'am. I'm assuming you just want the quickest adjournment, 1 week to get back into landlord-tenant court. Correct?
I'll move.
Ms. Ganger, I'm talking to you.
Gangler, Janine Gangler,
Yep. I'm
I'm here.
assuming that's correct, right?
yes. And my daughter is here. She helps me. I'm 89.
Okay.
And she
The
went to
defendant is not here, so we'll just give you a continuance as soon as possible to get right back into landlord-tenant court. It'll be next Friday at 1 p.m., but you will get new notice in the mail, so just pay attention to that. it will be a different Zoom number if you come to my room next time you be in the wrong room, all right? But I can go ahead and release you. Thank you. All right, so I just have one more that is a no-show, but I'm waiting for that attorney to be done in the breakout room.